Hi Stampers, this is Kim with Great Inspirations. Thank you for joining me. Today I have some cards to share that I made using the Waves of the Ocean collection by Stampin' Up. The products from this collection will be available for order on March 2nd, 2022. The collection includes a bundle, the stamp set, Waves of Inspiration, and as you can see there are 3 images and 4 sentiments, and the dies, the Waves dies. There are 10 dies, and here let me show you. This is what the images look like stamped out. Your strength is an inspiration. You're so totally awesome. Happy birthday. Our friendship is a thing of beauty. And here is a pelican on some post, a bird, and this really nice wave image. And then for the dies, we have the pelican on the post that it will cut out. We have some birds, however, it's not the stamped bird. This is smaller. This die cuts out 2 birds at a time. These are clouds, and these are some just some detail for the clouds. 2 banners for sentiments, and these are very intricate shapes that you can use to build your wave. This image does not, we don't have a die to cut out that, but these can be layered on top of the stamped image. Okay, so some other things that comes with the collection. This is the bundle, which you can buy separately. You can buy all the items separately, or you can buy them in the collection. But the dies and the stamps that are part of the collection. And then we have some really pretty designer series paper called Waves of the Ocean. And it's 12 by 12, but I have cut it to 6 by 6 just so I could show you. And this paper was created by pouring paint on a surface. It sort of looks like they poured it on a canvas, but I'm not sure about that. Maybe did a little marbling and rolling around, but that's how this designer series paper was made. Of course, they poured the paint and took the pictures and then created the paper. Has a lot of the blues and what I would call kind of blue greens. You know, the Coastal Cabana and the pool party. Of course, the Night of Navy and some Pacific Point. There's also some Coastal Cabana and some Petal Pink and Daffodil Delight. And I think also some Granny Apple Green in some of the designs. There we go. So that's the designer series paper. It's quite unique, very pretty. But also, as part of the collection, there are these blue foils. And I'm not sure how much of a shine there will be on this, but this is the Night of Navy. And then Coastal Cabana. And then some silver. So those 3 foils. And then there are these really pretty rhinestones. And they say they are Night of Navy, but 2 shades of it, and 2 shades of Pacific Point and Coastal Cabana. But these, for the life of me, look like Granny Apple Green. So I'm not sure about that. We'll have to check on that. But like I say, here are some cards I made. This one I've used one of the banners and the happy birthday. And I took a piece of the Coastal Cabana foil and slid it through the little slits, the little openings on each side of the die cut. Here are the clouds with the detail and the die cut birds, and then I stamped some. And then for this wave, this is one of the dies. But I put it on designer series paper, and then I just fussy cut around it. And then for this card, it's just some of the designer series paper, a little bit of that foil, another one of the sentiments, and the banner. And again, I just slipped the foil through it. And like I said, some of the rhinestones. And then for this card, I just stamped the wave, stamped some birds, added some die cut birds in the clouds with the detail. And on this one, I put the sentiment on the inside. I just couldn't find a good place to put the sentiment after I got everything on the card. But here, put a wave, happy birthday, stamp some of the birds, and put one of the clouds. And then this card, it has the pelican, and I made mine a brown pelican because when we lived in North Carolina, we would always see the brown pelicans. Now, when we lived in North Dakota, we lived in Minot, and that was along a migratory route, and we would always see the white pelicans. But you can make your pelican any color you like. And then here is one of the sentiments from the stamp set and some of the designer series paper. These stamps are from Oceanfront stamp set, as are the greenery, the little seagrass I put here. And these, I told you the other day in my video that my little pebbles from the On the Horizon, or the New Horizons suite had not come in because of our bad weather. The delivery wasn't made. But here they are. I told you I would show you. And they come in 3 colors. So there's that card. Now let's talk a little bit about the dies. Like I said, these are very intricate. And there are 2 designs, as you can see. And let me get these all separated here. They don't want to come apart. There we go. If you are a person who does not like working with really tiny pieces to glue on, you might, I think anybody can use these dies. I really do. But if it really frustrates you, this set of dies could be very frustrating. You can layer these over one another. You can put like this, or you could put this one behind. And as I did not do on this one, but you could also layer them over the stamped image, just to give some more dimension and color. Now, I really I think my favorite is the silver foil. I didn't put that on my card, but I do think that's my favorite for the waves. Now, the clouds, these die cuts here go on the clouds, as we talked about, as you can see right here. Just adhere them on. And again, they're very, very small. But, we've talked in the past about some tricks, tips and tricks to get these very intricate die cuts on your cards. And for these little pieces here for the clouds, you could use the adhesive sheets. You can also use the adhesive sheets for these dies. It seemed to me like there was an awful lot of waste. So what I did, I just used my liquid glue and was just really careful where I put it, the places I chose to put it on the cards. And it was the same with the clouds. Although I do think the clouds are a lot easier to get the little detail on them. Now, as for the stamps, they're all pretty straightforward. This is a distinctive stamp, which means sometimes when you're stamping, you don't want your pad to be real juicy, but you know, you can take care of that. Just kind of take your spoon. I think we've talked about that before. Let me get an ink pad and I'll show you. Get the Night of Navy. Just use a plastic spoon, and I just kind of push the ink to one end or the other, just towards the outside, and then you can ink your pad in the center. That will help. Okay, but let's talk about this wave stamp. It's rather large, and the Stampin' Up! Suggests using the F block. It's the biggest one of the clear blocks, and that does work quite nicely. It fits right on there, just easy peasy. You can also use your Stamparatus, which is what I've used when I've stamped it. I did try it on the I block, which is, you know, it's as long as the F, but only half as wide. And what I found was it just doesn't quite get the whole stamp. You might have some luck with it, but I would use what they recommend, the F block or the Stamparatus. I know this one's kind of hard to handle sometimes. So that's something you might want to know if you don't have the F block or Stamparatus. Just know about that stamp being as large as it is, and we'll put that right back in here. And as you can see, it's a cling mount. It's red rubber. There's that. Let me think if there's anything else I was going to let you know about this nice collection of products. I just think they're really pretty. I do like the stamps. I do like the dies, even though sometimes these really intricate ones are a little more difficult to deal with. I really do like them. And I thought the paper was just absolutely beautiful. And the gems are really pretty because just the colors that they're in, the blues and the greens. To me, it's really summery, real summery looking. Now, as I said, this collection of products will be available for purchase on March 1st through May 2nd, or while supplies last. Now, that goes for the designer series paper and the embellishments and the foil. Those are while supplies last. The stamp set and the dies will be available in the upcoming Stampin' Up! Annual catalog, the 2022 through 2023 annual catalog. So here's one more look at the cards, that beautiful wave. And again, I just used the designer series paper for this wave and adhered the die cut to it and fussy cut around it. There's those clouds. I do really like the dies for the sentiments. I like that you could put, you don't have to put just the foil through here. You could put ribbon, you could put designer series paper, you could put cardstock. You don't have to put anything. But they're just, I just really like them the way they look. So okay, there is a look at the Waves of the Ocean collection, which features that Waves of Inspiration bundle, the stamp set and the dies. And as I said, this will be available beginning March 1st, and this will also be in the 2022 to 2023 annual catalog. The other items that I used to make these cards, the foil, the designer series paper, and the gems, they will be available March 1st through May 2nd, or while supplies last. In the description of this video, there will be a link to my blog, and in my blog post, there will be more information about these cards and supplies list. I want to thank you for joining me. Until next time, stamp happy!